Hello and welcome to Life Begins at 50, a channel where we gently explore the realities of aging with compassion, wisdom, and care. Have you ever noticed quiet changes in someone you love? Things that seem small at first, but over time begin to feel more serious? Many people believe that death and old age come suddenly, without warning. But the truth is, the body often gives us subtle signs, months, sometimes even a year in advance. The problem? Most families miss them. Today, we're going to share 6 important signs that often appear in the final year of an elderly person's life. Recognizing them early can make all the difference. It allows you to provide better support, create beautiful moments, and ensure your loved one's final stage is filled with dignity, comfort, and peace. If you're caring for an aging parent, a grandparent, or even walking this path yourself, this video is for you. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and stay with us until the end. What you'll hear today may help you prepare, not with fear, but with love. Let's begin. Sign number 1, unintentional weight loss. One of the first and clearest signs that someone may be in their final year of life is unexpected weight loss. It might start subtly, a belt needing a new hole, clothes fitting more loosely, or meals being left unfinished. Many families brush this off as part of normal aging, but it's often a warning that the body is beginning to slow down. When the body stops absorbing nutrients efficiently or begins to lose muscle mass rapidly, it's a sign that essential systems are declining. This leads to weakness, higher risk of falls, and a weaker immune system, making the person more vulnerable to illness. In many cases, it's not just about losing interest in food. The body itself may be starting to shut down, and the hunger signals simply fade. Favorite meals no longer appeal. Small portions replace full plates. It becomes harder and harder to keep up energy. Chronic illnesses like cancer, heart failure, or kidney disease may also quietly drive this change long before more dramatic symptoms appear. Even emotional conditions like depression or cognitive decline can play a role, creating a slow, silent spiral of declining strength. It's natural to want to help, offering more food, protein shakes, or favorite snacks. But when weight keeps dropping, the issue often isn't nutrition. It's the body preparing for a deeper transition. At this stage, comfort, hydration, and ease become more important than calories. If you notice a loved one losing weight without trying, especially if they're eating less or seem weaker, don't ignore it. This isn't just about appearance. It's a quiet signal from the body, and recognizing it early can help you respond with love, clarity, and peace. Sign number 2, deep, persistent fatigue. Another powerful sign that a loved one may be nearing their final year is a profound, lasting fatigue, a kind that sleep simply doesn't fix. This isn't just feeling tired after a busy day. It's a deep exhaustion that makes even the simplest tasks feel overwhelming. You may notice the struggle to get out of bed, need to sit down after just a few steps, or start avoiding everyday activities like cooking or even chatting with family. These are signs that their body is conserving its energy, shifting focus away from movement and activity toward basic survival. As the heart and other organs begin to slow down, oxygen and nutrients don't reach muscles the way they used to. The result? Weakness, unsteadiness, and a growing need to rest, sometimes all day long. Even alert moments can vanish quickly, replaced by naps or silence. But this isn't just physical. Emotionally, fatigue can hit hard. Seniors who were once independent may feel frustrated or embarrassed that they can't do anything anymore. They may pull back from conversations, lose interest in hobbies, or start avoiding visitors, not because they don't care, but because they simply don't have the strength. As a caregiver or loved one, it's easy to think they just need encouragement, to push through. But what they really need is understanding. Allow them to rest. Create calm, gentle moments. Be present without pressure. If your loved one is sleeping more, withdrawing from activities, and showing signs of deep fatigue, even after rest, this may be the body's way of signaling that it's moving into a slower, quieter phase. Recognizing that allows you to shift focus from doing to simply being there with love and patience. Sign number 3, cognitive confusion and emotional withdrawal. As someone approaches the final chapter of life, one of the most heartbreaking signs can be seen in how they think, feel, and connect with others. A loved one who once remembered birthdays, told stories, and stayed sharp might now struggle with basic conversations, forget names, or seem lost even in familiar surroundings. This isn't just everyday forgetfulness. The brain, like every organ, needs oxygen and nutrients. But as circulation slows, the brain begins to falter. You might notice moments where your loved one seems clear and alert, followed by sudden confusion or silence. These flickers of awareness and disorientation are common in the final year. Another change? Withdrawal. Someone who once loved company may now sit quietly, avoid eye contact, or retreat into their own world. It's not that they've stopped loving you. It's that their energy, focus, and emotional capacity are changing. Mood shifts often come too. Some seniors become irritable, anxious, or even short-tempered. Others may seem unusually calm or indifferent to things that once mattered. These aren't personality changes. They're signs that the brain is adjusting to the body's decline. For families, this stage is incredibly hard. It can feel like losing someone while they're still here. But instead of trying to bring them back into our world, the most loving thing we can do is meet them in theirs. Speak gently, sit quietly, offer touch, music, or memory-filled moments, because even when words fade, presence still matters. If your loved one is growing confused, quiet, or emotionally distant, recognize this as a sacred signal. Their journey is entering a softer, slower stage, and your quiet companionship may now be the most powerful gift you can offer. Sign number 4, frequent infections and slower healing. As the body begins to prepare for its final season, one of the clearest signs is a weakening immune system. You might notice that your loved one, who rarely caught a cold before, now seems to pick up every little virus going around. What used to be minor illnesses begin to linger. A simple sniffle turns into a week in bed. A tiny cut takes far too long to heal. These aren't just random health blips. They're gentle warnings that the body is no longer able to defend and repair itself the way it once could. Infections like urinary tract infections, pneumonia, skin irritations, or even dental issues become more common. And instead of the usual signs like fever or pain, your loved one might just seem extra tired, confused, or uninterested in food. For seniors, these subtle shifts can be the body's quiet way of saying, "I'm struggling." You may also see slow healing bruises or wounds that keep reopening. These often point to poor circulation, meaning vital nutrients and oxygen aren't reaching the skin and muscles. In bedded individuals, this can lead to dangerous pressure sores if not closely managed. Of course, as family, your instinct is to fight. More antibiotics, more doctor visits, more supplements. But sometimes, more isn't what they need. When the immune system weakens this much, our role changes from fixing to comforting. Keeping them clean, hydrated, warm, and gently supported becomes more valuable than yet another round of medications. So if your loved one seems to be getting sick more often or healing more slowly, don't ignore it. This is the body asking for tenderness, not treatment. And this is your opportunity to step in, not with urgency, but with presence, because comfort in these final stages becomes the greatest care of all. Sign number 5, major changes in breathing or circulation. One of the most visible and most emotional signs that the body is nearing its final chapter is a noticeable change in how a person breathes and how their circulation functions. You may notice your loved one breathing more slowly, more shallowly, or with pauses between breaths. At times, their breathing might become irregular, speeding up, then slowing down without warning. This pattern, often called Cheyne-Stokes respiration, is common in the final months or weeks of life. It's not painful, but it's a clear message from the body. Energy is being conserved, and every breath is becoming more intentional. Along with this, their hands and feet might feel unusually cold. Skin may turn pale or take on a bluish tone, especially around the fingers and toes. That's because blood is being redirected away from the limbs and toward the vital organs, a quiet prioritization happening beneath the surface. Even speaking or sitting up might suddenly leave them breathless. If lying flat becomes uncomfortable, they may start preferring to sleep propped up, in a recliner, or with extra pillows. Sometimes you'll hear a persistent cough or gurgling in the chest, which may seem like congestion, but is often fluid buildup in the lungs, another sign the body is gradually letting go. This stage is incredibly hard for families. Watching someone struggle to catch their breath is frightening, but it's important to remember, these changes don't always mean suffering. They mean the body is doing what it knows how to do, slowing down gently, step by step. Your presence, your calm voice, your hand resting on theirs, that's what they need most. Comfort, peace, and the reassurance that they are not alone. At this point, it's no longer about medical solutions. It's about love, quiet, enduring, and steady. Sign number 6, loss of interest in life and final goodbyes. One of the most subtle yet deeply emotional signs that a person may be in their final year is a noticeable loss of interest in life itself. This doesn't always happen suddenly. It often starts quietly, a gradual disconnection from the things, people, and routines that once brought joy or purpose. You might notice your loved one no longer wanting to read the newspaper, follow the shows they used to enjoy, or ask about family events. Their favorite hobbies are left untouched. Conversations grow shorter. They may sleep more or simply sit in silence, content to watch the world pass by. This withdrawal isn't laziness or depression. It's the soul beginning to let go. Perhaps even more telling is when they begin to say things like, "I'm ready," or "I've lived a full life." These statements may be said in passing, but they carry profound meaning. Some elders begin to offer what feels like farewell wisdom, recounting memories with unusual clarity, or expressing forgiveness, gratitude, or love they hadn't voiced before. In some cases, they may begin giving away personal belongings or talking openly about what they'd like when they're gone. These are not signs of giving up. They're signs of preparation, a quiet emotional and spiritual readiness. To those watching, this can be one of the most difficult stages, but it's also an opportunity to be present, to say the things that matter, and to give the gift of a peaceful, dignified farewell. In these moments, remember, what matters most is not trying to keep them here, but walking with them, lovingly, respectfully, and without fear, as they take their final steps. Thank you so much for joining us today on Life Begins at 50. We know this was not an easy topic, but it's one that deserves our full attention, love, and understanding. Recognizing these 6 signs, especially that final emotional readiness, can give you the chance to be present in ways that truly matter. Whether it's helping a loved one find comfort in their final year or simply preparing yourself emotionally, knowledge gives you power and peace. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts, your stories, and what you've learned along the way. And don't forget to subscribe to Life Begins at 50, where we explore the wisdom, the challenges, and the beauty of aging together. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.